Hi friends, welcome back. So this is the video in continuation of implementation of Splunk. So till now I have covered a basic distributed environment where I have used single search head and two indexers. So let me show you what I have used. So this was uh, the architecture diagram or architecture diagram from my previous video of implementation is Splunk. So it is a basic distributed environment where we have distributed load of one indexing layer into two indexers. So we can clearly see there is one search head and two indexer. Now we'll move to the advanced level of distributed environment. There we will increase more than two indexers and more than one search head. So there we will introduce one more component that will manage these these all components or any other components which we add in our environment. So suppose if we have three instance, one search head, two indexers. So managing them one by one is possible. We can easily manage that. But suppose we have more than one or two or three or hundreds of indexers. So if we want to do any changes, any configuration changes and all, so going into each and every instance, it is not possible or it's not feasible to go into each and every instance and make those changes. So if in case you want to create an index for for uh, for indexer 1, indexer 2, so you need to go to each and every instance, uh, uh, put entry in indexes dot conf, and then go back to next one, then next, then next. So this I am talking about a distributed environment, not the cluster environment. So the advanced user who know about the cluster environment, they will get confused why we need to do it, though we have some other functionality to do. So do not get confused between distributed and cluster environment. So this is I'm talking about distributed environment. So where one indexer is not talking to other index and one search head is not talking to other search head. So though the search is talking to indexers, all of the indexers, and indexer giving data back to those indexers. So let's see how the advanced distributed system looks like. So in this I'll show you in detail with the demonstration. So in demonstration, I have two search heads. So the IP of search is given, three indexers and one heavy forwarder. So to manage these component, we have one of the manager that is called deployment server. So if you want to do any changes, configuration changes in search head, we will create a few of the configuration server class is a the combination of server class is nothing but a combination of clients with a similar flavor or similar group. So suppose we have search head, so we will create one server class for search head, one server class for index, one server class for heavy forwarder, and push the configuration with respect to those groups. So that kind of functionality will be given by deployment server or any other configuration. If we want to do the individual, we want to do the configuration for individual, so create one server class to this and assign the configuration or change the configuration to index of 1 if you want to do so. Also there is one more concept of monitoring console. So monitoring console definitely is useful component where we can monitor our entire environment. So any system health check or what all things are going on uh, your environment, day to day health check we can do through monitoring console. Okay, so there are three layers in this deployment. One is input layer where the data will get input, then indexing layer where the data will get stored, and the search head, the user interface. So mainly the user will be interacted or end user will be interacted to this layer. The admin, only admin and uh, architecture or consultant may have access to this these environment. So depend on organization to organization. So how if they have separate roles, then accordingly the access will be different. Okay, so hope you have understand the concept of distributed environment. Again, I'm saying it's not the cluster environment, it's a distributed environment where each of the layer component of each of the layer are independent to each other. So it may or may not have similar data. It may or may not have the similar indexes. Similarly, on the search head may or may not have similar reports. Search head may or may not have similar dashboards, app, or anything. Whatever you push from deployment server, it will get pushed to to these components. So I will explain in detail about the cluster environment. So so stay tuned with me. For now, we'll just focus on the distributed environment.